It's time for the Hart and Simmons Coaches Show with Coach Jesse Burleson. I'm Al Pickett, and Coach, I know better than to say you had an off week, but you had an opportunity week, a week without a game last week. How'd it go?
Since I've been here, which is a long time, 19 years, it was by far our best week overall. I mean, the effort was great, the energy was great, the focus was great. I mean, it was everything we asked them to do, they did, and so I couldn't be more pleased. You know, we've had some weeks where we don't have opponent. It's hard to kind of get those guys going and get them focused, but everybody was on the same page, and it was a great week. It really was.
Of course, you're taking on Howard Payne with homecoming this Saturday. I'll talk about that in a moment, but I want to go back a week and a half or 2 weeks to the Louisiana Christian game, your last game. And I made some notes because it's been long enough that I'd forgotten just things that came to mind. First of all, early, they score a field goal on the first series of the game. You get a safety. And for a while, we were at 3-2. I don't know if I've seen a 3-2 game. If I have, it's been a while.
Yeah, I think there was a 3-run homer and then a couple of singles or whatever. Yeah, that was interesting.
We said it was a pitcher's duel on the broadcast.
It was. It definitely was early on.
And then something you did that we hadn't seen before, Noah Garcia, you moved out as a slot back or a wide receiver several times. Is that a chance to get him the ball in the open field, or a chance to get he and Braylon Henry on the field at the same time?
Both, actually. I mean, both of those guys are really good players, and Noah's so good in space. I mean, anytime we can get a chance to get him out in the open field, you definitely want to do that. And so we had played with it a little bit, and we were able to kind of get a couple things going there, and obviously worked out pretty well for us.
Of course, he had 100 yards receiving for the first time in his career. Not all of those from the slot back. Some were passes out of the backfield, but he was so good when he gets in that open space.
He is, and it's funny because after the game he was kind of down on himself, and I said, what's the deal? And he's like, man, I didn't run the ball very good. I said, you had 250 total yards. Some days you don't run the ball great, but with what he did receiving and on returns, definitely had a great game.
Kyle Brown, 4 touchdown passes, 259 yards, I think, and another very consistent game from your quarterback.
And he was mad, too. I mean, he was mad about the couple of passes that we barely missed, and we had some untimely drops, which we never do, and we've definitely made up for those things and prepared for the future.
Speaking of the future, in the fourth quarter, we saw your future, the Graham connection. Ty Thompson came in, ran for a touchdown, threw a touchdown to his former high school teammate from Graham, Harrison Brockway. Your Graham connection to those freshmen have really stepped up.
Those guys have done really well. We have 4 freshmen that we recruited from Graham, and all 4 of those guys are playing on Saturday and playing well. And so, Ty and Harrison, and then Bruin Wright, who's playing in the secondary and on a lot of special teams, and then Bryson Rogers. Those guys are all doing a really good job. So that was a pretty good haul from Graham America.
Yeah, absolutely, and certainly saw the future. We'll probably see more of them in some situations in the future, won't we?
Definitely. I mean, whenever you go in and you perform and you prove that you deserve more opportunities, and you'll see your opportunities multiply, and those guys have definitely proven that.
On a negative standpoint, your senior captain, Caden Roden, your leading tackler a year ago, a knee injury. Will we see him back this year?
We're sure hoping so. I mean, if it is anything that just requires a toughness, he'll be back out there. And so, we were obviously being smart with what we're doing, and he's battling through the rehab process right now and doing all those things. He's doing everything he can to get himself back on the field. But one of those situations where other guys have had to step up into the role, and they've done it admirably, and we'll hopefully get him back pretty soon.
We don't probably talk about academics enough, but Harrison Foster, your senior captain at safety for the defense, one of the semifinalists, one of 227 semifinalists for the Campbell Trophy, which honors the top scholar athletes. Seems like you guys had somebody every year at least be a semifinalist. One year had somebody actually make it to New York and as a finalist, but what a great honor for Harrison Foster.
Very well deserved. I told him that, hey, we're tired of being semifinalists. Let's go ahead and win the dang thing. So work a little bit harder, but he's obviously a phenomenal student. I mean, just super, super smart. I think that his work ethic, his upbringing, all of those things, and then obviously when you can step on the field and be a great player, that's an even better combo. And he kind of embodies everything that we want in a Cowboy. He takes care of his business. He's a great student. He's a great person and a great player. I mean, that's exactly what you can't ask for more from a guy.
Now it's homecoming. Howard Payne. The Yellow Jackets are 2-2. They lost as heartbreaking a game as you could have last week against McMurray, running one more play to set up a game-winning field goal and a 24-24 tie. and they fumble the handoff, and it's a pick, it's a scoop and score, 78 yards with 9 seconds left. What a hard way to lose.
Yeah. I don't even have words for that as a coach. Whenever you see those things happen, all you're trying to do is just put your team in the best position to win the game, and that's all they were trying to do. And unfortunately, that ball doesn't bounce the way it's supposed to sometimes, and it bounced right to the defender, and he scooped it up and went to the house for a touchdown. And I think there was like 8 seconds or something left after that play, and so really not much time to do anything with that. So yeah, definitely a heartbreaker.
They are 2-2. New coaching staff. It looks like they've been playing pretty well.
They have. It's they're a pretty good team. I think they've got a lot of pieces to the puzzle. They fly around on defense. They have a defensive coordinator that has a lot of experience in the conference and does a great job getting those guys to not only know the scheme but to go play really hard. And offensively, they pose some problems because they do a lot of shifts and motions and trying to take your eyes off of your keys and things like that. So yeah, it's definitely going to be a challenge.
So what are the keys then for the Cowboys?
The keys for us is we just have to continue to play at the level that we think we're capable of playing at. I mean, we talk to our guys a lot about the potential we have, but potential is a very, very bad word, and we don't want to keep throwing that around. And so it's time to step up and play a complete game. We haven't even come close to that. I think we've played a couple of really good halves and a couple of really good quarters, but we have not played a complete game. And so that's going to be the key for us this week and every week moving forward. And we know how important it is whenever you start conference play.
And you realize with homecoming, you guys have one job.
One job. I don't even know what else is going on in homecoming. I know there's a lot of things that are going to be happening for a lot of different people. And we don't want to disregard that, but we do know that our ultimate responsibility is not only win the game, but play really well and play at our standard, and our guys know it, and that's what they're preparing for.
Coach, good luck this week.
Thanks, Al. Appreciate it.
Jesse Burleson, that's the Hardin Simmons Coaches Show. We'll continue with more after we take this time out.